Hello everyone, Vincent here from HDTV Test here. In this video, we are going to analyze the HDR presentation of Mulan on Disney+. In case you're wondering why I'm pronouncing in this manner, that's the correct Chinese pronunciation. Now, I know many of you probably haven't watched this movie because you either don't enjoy live-action remakes of old animations, or you believe in physical media, you don't want to pay £20 or $30 for a streaming version. And I fully respect that. I understand that were it not for having to do this video, I would have done the same thing. Now, what I'm going to do is to feed Mulan through an Apple TV 4K box with the Disney Plus app installed on it. And then we're going to put the signal through a Canon DP-V3120 reference broadcast monitor with the frame luminance monitor and also the waveform on. This is the same method I used to analyze the HDR, well, it's not HDR, the SDR in HDR container presentation of Blade Runner 2049. So in this opening scene, one thing that I forgot to mention is that because you haven't watched this movie, I really don't want to spoil it for you, so I will try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. But that may mean that sometimes I have to use still shots to illustrate a point. And I think hopefully this won't spoil the movie for you. But if you're absolutely sure you don't want the movie spoiled for you, then maybe it's better to just close this video, but just click the like button or leave a comment before you go. And let's start with the opening scene. And right off the bat, you can see that the sun here reached around 400 nits, which is a really good start, as they say. And then later on in this movie, you can see these candles here, they reached about 500 nits. And in this scene, you can see the power of the candle and also shadow detail coming through as well. And I think the thing with shadow detail is that you don't realize how good shadow detail is until you get a bright object to contrast against it, and you still can see both the bright object and also the shadow detail. Just like how, you only realize how important social contact is in a lockdown. Shadow detail shines best actually in scenes with really bright objects, when they can coexist at the same time, and that's what HDR gives you. And later on in this movie, you can see the shot as the sun is shining through the leaves. It reached almost 1000 nits. Now, contrast this against Blade Runner, we have another shot that is similar in Blade Runner, also the sun shining through the leaves, and it barely reached 200 nits. It is actually below 200 nits, and it just robs the film. Of course, it is the creative intent. It is a creative intent, I can't argue with that. But strictly speaking, that movie is an SDR movie. So with HDR, with the presentation in Mulan, it just gives that sort of visceral impact, that sort of power that, you can never get in an SDR presentation. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of the movie for you too much, but rest assured that the dynamic range is there. I'm very impressed with the dynamic range, the HDR presentation of Mulan on Disney+, and I hope that the same presentation will carry across to physical media when they release a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray as well. Now, another function on the Canon DP-V3120 that I didn't utilize in my analysis of Blade Runner 2049 is a pixel checker function. So basically, you can place this cursor here across any part of the image using a jog dial that you can just move up, down, left, right. And wherever the cursor points at, you can actually see where the color lies within the chromaticity diagram. Now, the smaller triangle here is Rec. 709, and as I place the cursor on her lips, you can see that the red here exceeds Rec. 709. So this Mulan movie is utilizing WCG or white color gamut appropriately. And colors in this movie generally pop off the screen, really quite vibrant, and I think there are more examples of WCG in the rest of the movie. but I'm not going to be able to show it to you here because I don't really want to spoil the movie for you. And also, I don't like fiddling with knobs for too long because it just ends up being a deflating experience. So what do I think about Mulan then? I think, it is a very impressive presentation. It is definitely true HDR. It reached almost 1000 nits on the presentation from the Apple TV 4K box. And I was feeding it through HDR10, but, on a compatible display, let's say the LG OLEDs or maybe the Sony OLEDs, you can actually play it in Dolby Vision. So I don't think, it will be different in the sense of the dynamic range. It will probably still have extremely impressive dynamic range and white color gamut use. If you found this video useful, please click the like button and subscribe to the HDTV Test YouTube channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.